Hey, what's going on, everyone? How y'all doing? How you doing? It is B. Avery here for another episode of Just My Opinion, coming to you live this Sunday, January 31st, 2021. Can you believe that the first month of the new year is pretty much over? How you doing, Lordville 1993? I want to thank you for tuning in with me today. I am live right now on YouTube at Just My Opinion Reviews, also on Twitch at Just My Opinion Reviews, and Facebook at facebook.com/Just My Opinion. And if you want to follow me on Instagram and Twitter, you can right there, Just My Opinion 84. How many people do I have in the chat right now? As soon as I get to about 30 people, I may go ahead and get started. Actually, I got 7 people in right now with about 16 likes, so that's what's up. I do appreciate all of you for tuning in. Got a lot of fun topics, and let me go ahead and introduce my first guest. Mr. Larry, y'all know who he is. He does tech reviews, gadget reviews on his channel, coming over from the east side. Let me go ahead and introduce you to him now, and that is Mr. Larry with Today I Feel Like. How you doing today, sir?
Oh man, I'm doing good, man. Just happy to be here.
That's what's up, man. That's what's up.
I'm telling you, every day you're alive, living through a pandemic is a reason to celebrate. I'm telling you.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. I'm glad you're here too, man. And I love the energy. You know, I always love your backgrounds and everything. And you know, guys, this is Larry, a good friend of mine. He does tech reviews on this channel, gadget reviews. If it's a camera, a camcorder, a light, any type of fixture or whatever, I'm pretty sure that he has a review for it on his channel. If you are interested in that type of thing, which I'm sure you are, there is a link down to his YouTube channel in the description box. And you can also head over to my channel tab, and you can there's a link to his channel there, and also everyone else. I thought I had that pulled up, but let me just go ahead and show the family just real quick. So yeah, if you go over to my page, to his to my channel tab, you should see his page right here. Today I Feel Like. And I mean, what do you have going on your channel right now? You know, anything cool that the people should buy, that they should look into? Anything you've reviewed lately?
Yeah, man. Actually, this light right here, I just finished shooting a review for it. It is a Pixel C300 or C100 light. It's what they call a cob light or chip on board light. So it's a very bright LED light that you can use in your studio setting. But I like it because it's small. For us YouTubers who work often at home, and we have either a corner of our house, or we have a separate room or something that we use for studio space. It's small, that you can fit in there without having all these huge lights everywhere. You can put one or two of these in there and get some really nice lighting. So cool. Yeah, other than that, man, I have audio recorder I'm reviewing. This is from Tentacle Sync. This one I did not too long ago with the Sony RX0 Mark II, and I have a few other things that are always in the midst of working on. So check me out. I love tech, love gadgets, and
yes, sir.
If you love them, yeah.
Yes, sir. So yeah, the man knows what he's talking about too. Always doing videos and streams in 4K. I'm trying to get up there on his status right there. And so if there's a gadget or a tech device that you want reviewed, go check his channel out. And he probably don't want me to say this, but he is also a big movie fan, a big movie nerd, a big movie buff. And so every once in a while, you may catch him talking about that too. And so yeah, we got 7 people in right now in the live. And I mean, I don't want to keep you waiting, sir. I do appreciate you being here. So we can go ahead and get started if you like. Are you ready to do this, sir? Are you ready?
Yeah, man, let's do it whenever you're ready. Hey, I
All
can
right.
sit up here and BS with you all day, man. So I like to talk.
Okay. Oh, and just shout out real quick. Hey, y'all. This is Tamar C. Hey,
Ah,
y'all. Nice haircut, Larry. Yes,
thank
you are
you.
looking mighty fresh, my brother. And just let you know, guys, if you do send a super chat, it will guarantee that your comment post up on the on the screen. And I don't know if I get 10 super chats tonight, I may do like a Harlem Shake or something like that. You know what I'm saying? Bust out my dance moves, but. Anyway, we got 7 people, and that's fine with me. So let's go ahead and get started with my third
It's funny
movie.
behavior
Oh,
before you get going. When you were
uh-huh.
asking the products I review, and someone said nice haircut. This is actually I used a product that I reviewed called the Skull Shaver. It's actually it's a electric shaver that's specifically designed for your head. And so it's
Really?
got like the 3 heads on. It's got like the 3 razor heads on there, and it's concaved so that it actually fits the contours of your head. And literally, you can shave your head. I mean, once you have the hair cut down enough that you can shave, you can
Uh-huh.
shave your whole head in less than 60 seconds.
Really?
It's incredible.
Did you say you reviewed this too?
I reviewed it. Yeah, it's called the
It,
Skull Shaver.
it's on your channel.
It's on my channel. I reviewed it a little while ago. I reviewed it a couple of months ago, but I
Oh,
like
okay.
it so much that I continue to use it because it's great. Because during the pandemic, I'm not going to see a barber, so usually I just let my hair
Right.
grow out, and then when I get tired of it, I just cut it low and then shave it.
I got you, man. That seems pretty efficient right there. I'm trying to man, I'm trying to find it. I was on, pull it up on the screen real quick, but I don't want to. I don't know. I'll get you next time.
All right.
Well, actually, it don't matter, man. Where should I go up or down? Should I go up or down?
Actually, let's see. If you get up to the top, you might see this little search bar. You might be able to actually just go ahead and search for Skull Shaver.
Okay, where is it? There
Yeah,
it
just
is.
hit the little search thing and hit Skull Shaver. You'll probably see it.
Skull shaver. Is that it right
There it
here?
is.
Okay, well, y'all,
Yep.
there you go right there. How to shave your head. Skull shaver Pitbull Platinum Pro Electric Head Shaver. All right. So, he got a little before and after picture too. So if you're trying to get your head shaved, the right way, and you want to check out the review, go ahead and check out Mr. Larry on Today I Feel Like, and this man will take care of you. And hold on, before I think we got a super chat. And because of that, here we go.
What a money reside, what a money reside, what a money reside, what a money reside. Okay, I'll tell you before you.
All right. And let me go ahead and bring it up real quick. Miss Zia Latrice, thank you so
Coming
much
through.
for the super chat. I do appreciate it. What's going on, Mr. Reynolds? How you doing, man? I love this too. What's going on, Mr. Gerald? I have a peanut head. Do you think it will work for me? Do you think it'll work for him, Larry? Do you think it'll work for him?
I do. And I'll tell you one reason why I really love this thing is because as a black man, as we know, we are prone to getting razor bumps. And whenever I get, like, for me, I don't have a problem with razor bumps on my face so much, but on the back of my neck, woo,
Yeah.
man, it starts looking like the Rocky Mountains back there, man, if I don't get it right. So this thing, it cuts and I don't get all bumped up. So I'm loving that about this. So
already. Well, there you go, guys. Go ahead and get that. Check out his review, and you will be on your way. But are you ready to do this, sir? Are you ready to do this?
Yeah, man, let's do it.
All right, guys. Well, again, I want to welcome you to my third movie news roundup show. I'm very, very, very excited. As you can see, we're going to be talking about Harry Potter, some HBO Max, Zack Snyder's Justice League. We're getting a release date. There's a ton of titles. You can check out all the or topics, excuse me. You can check them all out down in the description box. But first, guys, we got to get the sad news out of the way. We did lose an important figure, important icon. Miss Cicely Tyson has transitioned. She passed away this past Thursday, I believe, January the 28th, 2021. This wonderful sister was 96 years old. 96 years old. And I mean, she has done everything from stage to theater to television. And I want to go ahead and play a short video for you from Entertainment Weekly that kind of sums all of that up. And here you go.
Your long, illustrious career, what are you most proud of?
That I'm still here.
You won't know how come I live so long.
A very good life. You're going to do something big.
I think it's a shame that I would have to be known as the most foremost black actress of our time.
Why?
Because I would like to be known as a good actress of our time.
Across 8 decades in show business, the veteran of TV, the stage, and screen earned a reputation for playing strong women, netting her countless honors.
All these awards that come. What's up?
But Cicely also gained recognition for fighting for equality, earning the Presidential Medal of Freedom and a Kennedy Center honor.
It wasn't money that I was interested in. I was interested in making an impact on people of the world about us as a race of people.
Oprah, Ava DuVernay, Kerry Washington, so many women of color in Hollywood were mentored by the icon.
How does that feel when you look back over this audience of all these women you inspired?
To have done what I did and make a mark, I did what I was supposed to do.
As for her TV family, Cicely Tyson was honored when Viola Davis asked her to play her mom on How to Get Away with Murder, but she went a little too method her first day on set. The role earned Cicely 5 Emmy nominations. She won 3 Emmys, an honorary Oscar, Peabody, Tony, and in 2020 was inducted into the TV Hall of Fame at age 95. But despite all the recognition,
Don't ever give up.
Cicely Tyson was never ready to slow down, especially in her fight for equality.
The day that I think that I have arrived, I'm finished. I am still striving to get where he wants me to go.
I'm a fighter. I was born a fighter. I will die a fighter. And I will fight all obstacles and probably die trying. But it's not going to stop me.
Wow, man. Yeah, there you go, man. She was wonderful. As you can see, she did everything. She touched so many people. I mean, she touched people, much more than she did me. I mean, but, I care for this woman dearly. I remember the first time I saw her in a film, 91. I don't think I saw the film actually in 91, but my mom showed me this. It was Fried Green Tomatoes. I remember seeing her in that. Here's another image of her right here. I mean, she did everything, but how do you feel about Miss Cicely Tyson, and everything that she did, Mr. Larry, and her passing away this past week at 96 years old?
It's crazy. She's been in so much, and she's one of those people, like, you don't always, for me anyways, I don't always seem to like know that she's going to be in a movie. I just turn it on and, oh, Cicely Tyson's in this. Cool. I'm going to watch it. Right. She's just kind of there, and it's awesome like that. I will say there's a couple of things that I think are really incredibly awesome. The woman was 96 years old and just wrote a book. I mean, right. Which came out like a few days before she passed away. I mean, correct. There's a lot of people out there struggling to write a book when they're in their 30s or 20s or whatever else, and she's 96 years old. I don't know where the energy comes from, but she got it done. And the other thing is, when you go back and you look at some of that stuff, young ladies, respect the wig game. If you're gonna wear wigs, look at Cicely Tyson and see how to properly wear a wig. Don't have your wig all sideways. The wig game is on point.
Yes, sir.
Respect the old lady wig game.
Right on. I heard you, man. I have a quote right here. Well, this is from Variety. Cicely Tyson pioneering Hollywood. I don't like they put dies, but passes at 96. But I have a quote right here from her manager. I have managed Miss Tyson's career for over 40 years, and each year was a privilege and a blessing. Her manager, Larry Thompson, said in a statement, Cicely thought of her new memoir as a Christmas tree decorated with all the ornaments of her personal and professional life. Today, she has placed the last ornament, a star, on top of the tree. Her memoir, Just As I Am, was published on Tuesday. So, Larry, kind of just like you said, man, she just did this. She passed away on last Thursday, and it came out on Tuesday, man. So that's crazy. That's crazy right there. But yeah, man, she's a shining example, like that article said, a pioneer. But she's a shining example to everyone out there, including women, especially Black women. Just giving perfect examples of strength, courage, elegance and beauty, excellence. I can go on and on. And she meant so much to so many people. Like I said, I remember her from the first film I saw her in was Fried Green Tomatoes. But of course, recently she's done a number of pictures with our brother Tyler Perry. She's been in about 7 or 8, well, not about 7 or 8, but about four or five of his films. And so she did it all, man. She did it all. Let's see what anybody's saying in the comments right now. Anybody talking about Miss Cicely Tyson?
Someone said she was survived by Miles Davis. I guess I heard they used to be married back in the day.
Right. They actually had that part in the Entertainment Weekly video, but I edited it out because the file was too large. So sorry about that, guys. But yeah, she did get married to Miles Davis. They did split a couple of
strong woman, because Miles Davis, from everything I've heard, was crazy as catnip.
Yeah, man. Yeah, but she she has a ton of credits, man, a ton of titles. The Help, Diary of a Black Woman. She has 94 credits right here. And we don't have enough time to go through them all, but this is on Internet Movie Database. And something else, before we head out and say our farewell to Miss Cicely Tyson, there's just one more video I want to show you guys real quick that just kind of sums up all the films that she did, and then we will move on because nobody's talking about her in the comment section. That's okay, except for Miss Zia Latrice.
I feel like some of these youngins just don't know. They just don't know the impact that she had on the industry, especially as far as Black women. I think people need to understand that when you see 94 credits, you may think, oh, that's not a big deal. 94 credits. I look at some people up there and they have 94 credits and they're 20 years old. But you have to remember, she came out in an era where Black people were not on TV. They weren't in the movie. The only time that you saw a Black person in the movies or on TV is if they were playing a maid or a slave who was a maid, something. It wasn't, you just didn't see a lot of Black people and Black women. And so for her to be able to secure roles and to become the star that she was during the era that she came up was a tremendous feat in itself, and to continue to work throughout the years. I mean, let's not forget, Hollywood is not kind to women once they get past a certain age. And so for her to continue to work and to find roles and to be excellent in those roles is a big deal in itself. So I just feel like a lot of these youngins may just not know.
Right. And also she refused to play certain roles. Like she never wanted to play a drug addict. She never wanted to play a prostitute or something else because she didn't want Black women looking a certain way, in film or just entertainment in general. But she's no longer here with us. We always got to give our heroes or sheroes, their flowers while they're still here. And we did. But, before we move on, I just want to send you guys off with this right here. Well, there you go, guys. Again, I just want to say rest in peace, Miss Cicely Tyson. You will be missed, and we can't wait to see you again. And before we move on to the next topic, I just want to give you guys a quick commercial break, and we'll be right back.
Finding a new home is stressful enough. Why worry about moving your stuff too? Hiring VIG Moving is an advantage for 2 reasons. Because we save you time and you can have a stress-free move without the dreaded thought of actually breaking down and moving all your belongings. We promise a premium quality moving experience at a competitive price. For a free quote, call us now at 469-629-9597 or visit www.vigmoving.com. We look forward to serving you.
All right, guys, and of course, that only applies if you live in the Dallas-Fort Worth Metroplex. And another good number for you is 817-406-2260. That's 817-406-2260. All right, guys. Well, let's go ahead and move on to the second topic for tonight. Larry, are you ready, sir? Are you ready?
Yeah, I have a quick question before we do, though.
Yeah, what's up?
If you on the end of that thing with Cicely Tyson, they mentioned about Tyler Perry was saying that she represented us well and she's always remained Cicely Tyson. And my question is, do you think that in our current day and age that someone can be the same way, that they can still represent us in the same way? And the reason why I ask that is because in this day and age of social media and constant connection, and people are tweeting and Instagramming and Facebooking, and they're on this new social media app. What is it? What's this thing on here? I forgot the name of it now. This Clubhouse, where supposedly everything is more private and stuff. It seems like we're in a day and age where people are letting more of the recesses of their mind, the thoughts that are in the recesses of their mind coming out to, into the public. And I feel like it's just more information out there, allowing more people to be scrutinized, and then as a consequence, their reputations are damaged somewhat when they say something that doesn't necessarily, mesh with what the popular culture wants at that time. And so I wonder, can we still have those heroes that withstand decades and decades and decades and never disappoint?
That's a really good question, man. Because this cancel culture that we live in is fierce and it's unapologetic. I think we can. I think we can, especially with somebody kind of like her generation. Because I don't like it. Nobody's perfect. As soon as you have a hair out of place, somebody wants to call it out and blow it up. Like you've never like you've never made a mistake before or anything like that. So it's difficult, but I think that we can, man. So
right.
I think it is possible.
So here's the thing. I understand. I guess I have 2 issues. One, I know that we call it cancel culture, and I think that there's some legitimacy to that, because there are some things where people are canceled right away. But I think also I've heard some people use the thing and say it's not cancel culture, it's consequence culture. And I think that I probably agree with that more, because I think people do things and say things expecting that there should be no consequences. I hear people say, oh, I have freedom of speech. You do, but you also have to pay the consequences for that freedom, for your speech. You have the freedom to say whatever you want, but you also there are consequences for what you say. So there's that. And I don't know. Sometimes I wonder if there's so much, and I understand that other people make mistakes, general people, I make mistakes, you make mistakes, but celebrities have far more influence than the average everyday person. When you are Miley Cyrus or someone and you have 100 million followers on Instagram or on Twitter, I feel like you need to be way more judicious in the things that you say.
Agreed.
Because you're going to reach more people than you or I.
Right.
I have 30-something thousand followers on YouTube. If I say something, it's going to reach more than maybe my neighbor who has none, but it's not going to reach nearly as many as someone like Kim Kardashian. And so people need to be careful about what they say when you have that kind of reach. And I just wonder if with the speed that things happen today and how far they reach, if we're ever going to have that sense of people being able to be, unless they stay off of social media, if they're going to be able to rise to that level of being sort of, having a lifetime of being a cultural icon without being knocked down.
Right.
Well,
hopefully, man, we just gotta, time will tell. Time will tell.
Time will tell.
But guys, let me go ahead and move on to topic number two. Topic number two for the Movie News Roundup show tonight. And that is talking about Harry Potter. Looks like we're going to get a TV series headed over to HBO Max, and they need all the help they can get. Larry, I don't know if you're a Harry Potter fan, but I have the article pulled up right here from Variety.
The perfect segue talking about people in cancel culture with with what's her name and the whole Harry Potter and her anti-trans stance. Woo.
Right. That's actually in here. But it says from Variety, Harry Potter TV series in early development at HBO Max. It says a Harry Potter series is in the early development at HBO Max. Variety has learned from sources. Rumors that show set within the wizarding world have persisted for some time. Now it seems those plans are moving ahead. Though no writers or talent are currently attached to the project, sources say conversations have taken place with multiple writers on the potential series. There's no word yet on what the focus of the show would be or what part of the Harry Potter timeline it would focus on, or should it move ahead. There are no Harry Potter series in development at the studios or on the streaming platform. Warner Brothers and HBO Max said in a statement to Variety, through multiple sources have confirmed that the project is in very early stages. Larry, what I know we've talked about HBO Max a lot in the past few weeks because they decided to release all of these films right here for 2021 in theaters and on HBO Max at the same time. But how are you taking this news right here? Do you care? Are you a Harry Potter fan? Have you seen the films? Go ahead, brother. The floor is yours.
I am actually a Harry Potter fan. I've seen all the films. I've read some of the books, not all of them, because they're just so long. I mean, yeah, they're just so long. And as I see little kids with them and they knock out like an 800-page book in like a week, and that's fine when you're a kid, but when you have stuff to do,
right.
It takes a long time to get through it. But yeah, I enjoy the movies. I enjoyed them a lot, and I would be cool with the series. I hope that, I would like only if the series maintains the same sort of production values that the movies did. I wouldn't want it to become TVized if and I see more and more where they're making TV series that have the same production values as the movies, and I'm cool with that.
Right.
But, my real and the reason why my concern is, and my reason why I think that they probably haven't had any names attached to it just yet, and they're not announcing anything yet, is because they have the problem with J.K. Rowling and her positions with her anti-trans stances and how much Hollywood is sort of anti-J.K. Rowling's right now. And let's just be real. Hollywood is all about. There's a lot of gay people, a lot of trans people, a lot of gay and trans friendly people in Hollywood. There's also a lot of closeted anti-gay and anti-trans people in Hollywood too. And so I think there's going to be a lot of people willing to make deals with her. They're just going to try and do it quietly.
Yeah, it says here in the same article, but the Harry Potter world has not been without controversy. Franchise creator J.K. Rowling received tremendous backlash due to a series of anti-trans tweets and a lengthy essay on the subject in June of last year. Then Johnny Depp, who was also played the Dark Grindelwald in The Fantastic Beast, he exited the franchise as well. But I don't think he's going to be a part of this. But yeah, man, you like you were saying in the last one, with all this social media, you got to watch what you say when you're online. You can't be making anti-trans tweets and things like that. It's just not going to end well for you.
Oh, see, that's different with her though, because she may have tweeted something and she may have been able to come out and say, look, I think you took what I was trying to say out of context. Maybe I didn't articulate myself properly and I didn't mean that. And this is what I meant to say. And and you know, maybe she could have done that, but then she went and wrote an essay, basically, you know, expounding on all of her views. And there's no backing away from that. I mean, on one end, I respect what she did because she has a firm position and she's taking that position. It doesn't mean I respect what she said, but I respect the fact that she was saying, this is what I believe. And I'm putting it out there for the world so that you can either, you know, you can either stand with me or against me or be or be indifferent. I don't care. I'm putting it out there. This is what I believe. So there's, you know, but that presents a real problem for her and this property moving forward. I think because the property is so hot, I mean, let's just be real. We're in America. Money is king of all. People can say what they want. People can say that social issues matter more. They can say religious matters, matter more. All kinds of stuff. It doesn't. I mean, we've seen flat out it does not. And when you write a book, you write a series of books that sells 500 million copies, and then you make movies that net you $8 billion. I mean,
yeah.
I don't care. I don't care what your stance is. She could be a neo-Confederate that's anti-Semitic and doesn't like gay people and believes that little kids should be eaten for dinner, and they're still going to make her movies.
You know, you're like reading my mind because I was just about to talk about that. You're talking about all the money. The Harry Potter book series is one of the most popular of all time, with 7 books in the series having sold over 500 million copies worldwide. They were then adapted into a hit 8-film franchise, which has grossed nearly $8 billion worldwide.
Yeah.
You know? And there also have been 2 films today in the prequel spinoff Fantastic Beasts film series, with the third of 5 planned films due out in 2022. And if we just look at like Box Office Mojo, you know, the first one that came out in 2001 made $1 billion off of
in 2001. That was 20. Dude,
yes.
that was 20 years ago.
Yeah, 20 years ago. And let's look at like the last one, Deathly Hallows Part 2, that came out in 2011. Another 1.3 billion. You know, so this is crazy. I can probably go through each one. How much did Goblet of Fire make? 800. Still a killing. Okay.
Yeah.
That's still freaking awesome. And you know, the Fantastic Beast, you know, this is the third one that they're talking about next year. These didn't do as well. These were the prequels. 654 million. That came out in 2018. And then the one that came out in 2016, 814 million worldwide. So these are money makers. But let me just go ahead and say, like me, I've seen all of the films. I've seen one Fantastic Beast, and that's the first one. I wish I was into Harry Potter, but I'm not into it. I want to be into it. I've tried to like attach myself because I like comic book stuff, Doctor Strange, magic. This has to do with magic too. Long drawn out story, but it just hasn't grabbed me. And I remember the Deathly Hallows Part 2, I fell asleep in the theater. And I fell asleep in the theater for Fantastic Beasts. But if you were to see this, if it were to come to HBO Max, where would you want the timeline to go? Would you want it to follow to show like Daniel Radcliffe as a grown adult, and you know they're showing his kids too? Like, where in the timeline do you possibly want to see this before we move on?
Yeah, I mean, it depends on what they're going to do. I mean, if they're going to sort of remake the books again in a TV format so they can go more into depth, I mean, that would be cool too. But I kind of wouldn't mind seeing like where they bring Daniel Radcliffe's characters back, all of them back, and make them instructors. You know, that would be dope.
Right.
That would be dope. But I mean, honestly, I wouldn't mind. Yeah, either one. They could either bring them back as adults and make them instructors at the school, or they can go back and have all new, versions of the kids and and have maybe a 10 or 12 or even 24 episode. They're not going to do that on a film on a series like this because the budget would be astronomical. But but even if they did like a 10 or 12 episode series where they can go more into depth, because you figure if it's an hour long, and they do one story, like, normally the one movie was one book. So if you did one series as one book, that gives you 12 hours on a 12 episode season, or 10 hours, obviously, on a 10 episode season. instead of only 2 hours. And so you can go into depth much more about the characters and who they are and what they are. And you can talk about some of the other, some of the other peripheral characters a bit more. So, I'm cool with either way. I'm cool with either way.
Already. Same here, man. Same here. But let's go ahead and move on. What that was topic number 2. Let's go ahead and move on to topic number 3. And topic number 3 is apparently there is no deal between Paramount, Netflix, Top Gun, and Apple. Top Gun Maverick is a sequel to Top Gun. And let me just go ahead and read the report for you guys real quick. I got this from Cinema Blend. It says, why Tom Cruise's Top Gun Maverick isn't being sent to streaming. This is being written by Sarah L. Mahood. I'm not even going to try to pronounce that. I'm sorry, ma'am. Within the past year, the lines have started to blur in terms of what counts as a theatrical release versus a streaming movie. Over the Christmas holiday, Warner Brothers made Wonder Woman 1984 simultaneously, both resulting in pretty dismal theatrical earnings by normal standards and spiked subscriptions for HBO Max. So what does that mean? Are more blockbusters going to follow this model? Warner Brothers is opting to release all 17 of the movies in 2021 slate in this fashion, but don't expect every big budget movies to fall in line and follow its footsteps, especially Paramount's Top Gun Maverick, which sees Tom Cruise stepping back into the cockpit. Universal is sticking to its relationship. Oh, I was supposed to skip that part. A source told Wall Street Journal that both streaming services inquired about distributing the film for the studio instead of Top Gun sequel, possibly making the decision to delay its release again. But Paramount Pictures is determined to bring the movie to theaters. The sequel starring Tom Cruise cost over $150 million to produce, and under certain circumstances pre-COVID, it has the makings of being a $1 billion hit. Larry, what do you think about this right here, man? Are you excited for Top Gun Maverick, the sequel?
I am excited for it. I've been waiting for this. I mean, my brother lives out in San Diego, and they did some filming out there apparently, but he lives not far from Miramar, which is the Top Gun school, and sees those when I go out to visit. You see the planes fly. I mean, these dudes are insane. They fly so low, you could read their tail wings. It's just it's fun when you see it. I've always liked it. I love the Top Gun, the original movie. I'm looking forward to this one. I'll be honest with you, man. I'm a little sad that they rejected these offers, and I think that the producers are going to eventually regret it. And I think they're going to have to come back with a hat in hand and offer to sell this movie, and they're probably not going to get as much as they would if they sold it right now. And I think part of that is because I know that everybody's thinking, oh, okay, the vaccine's rolling out. We're going to get back to normal soon. The theaters are going to be back open. And I don't think that's going to be the case. I honestly believe that, first of all, we know that the vaccines are rolling out way slower than they should have, than they were told they were going to roll out. So they're rolling out much slower. And on top of that, I read something today saying that one of the lawmakers up on Capitol Hill got his second dose of the vaccine, or she, I can't remember was it he or she, but they got a second dose of the vaccine, and they ended up getting sick with COVID. So as they say, as they've said, it doesn't prevent you from getting COVID. The vaccine doesn't prevent you from getting COVID. What it does is it prevents you from getting deathly sick from it. So people can still get it. And some people may still get deathly sick. Because remember, when they talk about the efficacy rate, it still means that, for some of them, you're talking about like Johnson & Johnson at like 80-some%. The other ones are 90-something%. So that means you could still fall within that 15% or that 10% or that 5% and get sick. What that means is there's going to be a lot of people out there afraid to go to the theaters still. And so if you just don't have people going to the theaters, you're not going to have those big $1 billion box office, receipts that are coming in. And I think that the studios just need to come to grips with that. They need to come to terms with it and figure out a new way that they can make that kind of money, while still doing streaming. And I think eventually all these movies that are being pushed back, whether it's Top Gun or whether it's Black Widow or or Bond. I think they're all coming to streaming during 2021. They just haven't come to terms with it yet.
Right on. And we got a super chat, so I gotta do this real quick.
What a money reside, what a money reside, what a money reside, what a money reside. Okay, I'll get before you.
All right. So thank you very much, Ahmed Ali. He back in Harry Potter land. Voldemort prequel, Harry's dad prequel or remake. Thank you so much for the super chat. I really do appreciate it, guys. And before we move on, let me go ahead and introduce my second guest to the show. A really good friend of mine, cool brother, coming from the windy city of Chicago. He does movie reviews. He does trailer reactions. He does TV recaps. He also talks about entertainment news. You can also catch him interviewing one of the biggest stars in Hollywood. And if there is any man in the world right now that is trying to get the Black Panther franchise saved in the MCU to get T'Challa recast, it is this man right here. Let me go ahead and introduce you guys to him right now. That is Mr. Eman with Eman's Movie Reviews. How you doing, sir?
What's going on?
What's up, man?
Hey,
what's up?
You're right. Hashtag recast T'Challa. Yes. And the fight is not over. I've got some big things cooking. Yes. Big things cooking for that. Just want to put that out there.
Right on, my brother. Right on. Welcome to the show, man. Welcome to the show. I'm glad you're here. Thanks for being here, man. And we're just on the third topic for tonight right now, just talking about Top Gun Maverick and how Netflix and Apple had, they was like, hey man, we want a deal, but they was like, no deal. We want this to go to streaming. And I was just showing him the report that I got from Cinema Blend. How do you feel about this right here, E-Man, with Top Gun Maverick not going to streaming?
Look, I've said this time and time again. There's too much money to be made in theaters, way too much. Mm-hmm. And the return, I would say the financial return for these movie studios to drop things on streaming just does not compare. Because you're talking about, hey, let's take this blockbuster movie and I either can get $500, maybe $700 million in box office, or I might get a couple million subscribers and maybe I'll make like 100 million, 200 million with those subscribers who, by the way, subscribers are fickle. If you don't keep up with that content, they could leave for whatever reason. Mm-hmm. But you guaranteed, if you got a big blockbuster, you have a higher opportunity to make more money in the theaters. So I think with all the news of the vaccine, and I've said this before too, with the new administration in place, I think you're going to see studios and theaters have more confidence to try and open up, maybe even prematurely. And they're going to push these things to push them, into theaters. And I think Top Gun is going to be right up there with them.
Here's why I have to disagree with you on this, E-Man, because I think that with these new variants out and they're saying that the vaccines are not as effective with these new variants, and the new variants are far more transmittable than the other current variants. We're going to see more people get sick, and some of these variants they're saying are that the vaccine is not as effective against them. So we're going to see more people get sick faster, and the vaccines aren't going to be as effective, which means they're going to have probably some more closures. I would not be at all surprised if come summertime or come spring, when it starts to get hot again and people want to get out there and do stuff and be around other people, I would not be at all surprised if we see another big explosion of COVID come out again. Not that we haven't seen them and we're not still at ridiculous rates now. Right. But I think what's going to happen is you're going to have these theaters either shut down or never open back up. And you have companies like when you talk about the stock market crap, when you have stuff like Reddit, the Wall Street's bets, they're in a sense helping save AMC. But AMC says they have funding right now, and unless they use that big influx of interest and capital that's coming in with their stock price, unless they use that to secure other financing deals, they have enough money to get to the summer. They said the CEO said they have enough money to last until about July. Mm-hmm. Those theaters are not going to be open in July as at our current rate, which means they're probably looking at bankruptcy by the end of 2021, which means 2022, when the theaters possibly could open, we're going to have what, the second largest theater company going out of business.
Oh, I'll give you two things. So I'll disagree with your disagreement, only to a degree, because I do think you have a good point. No, it's a good point. I mean, like, the virus is mutating, and these are things that you have to deal with whenever you're encountering a novel virus. This isn't the flu. This isn't something we've dealt with hundreds of years of experience or whatever. It's a year old, if that, in terms of our experience with it. But I think the biggest difference that you're going to have is the fact that, again, with a new administration, you have new authority figures that are respecting science. You have more communication, more clear communication, not downplaying the severity of this. I mean, I literally just saw, I don't know if it was the CDC, so don't quote me, but they were sitting here talking about like, yo, now you might need 2 masks instead of 1, or at least 1 or 2 is more effective than the first one. So all I'm saying is, I'm not saying that like things won't happen, but I do think that we're in a better position to deal with it compared to the beginning of the pandemic. I mean, theaters are open now.
Do you think that's going to help or hurt? Do you think that's going to, that honesty and that extra information is going to help or hurt the theaters? Because honestly, I think that if we had that to begin with, where people were being honest and telling us what was what, the theaters would not be open at all. A lot of the stuff that had been open would not be open at all. And I think what's happening with the Biden, the Biden administration, and with the CDC and the task force and the COVID task force coming out, giving us more science-based information, what's going to happen is a lot of the stuff that's currently open is probably going to get shut down, or the stuff that's not open is not going to open up anytime soon, because they're going to realize the risk is just way too high.
So I'm glad you mentioned risk. I think the reason why that won't happen is because, unlike before, we actually have real guidance and standards. So, for example, you can't just open just because the former president says we need to open. No, now you can only open with strict guidelines. So just because, for example, theaters are open now, they can only do 25% capacity, and like, it's not until your local area reaches a certain, tier that you're able to even open up and expand more. So I think that now that we have, which is what we've been lacking, rather than just saying, hey, states, go figure it out, do whatever you want. Now that we have like top level guidance in terms of how to deal with the pandemic in a responsible manner, I don't think you're going to have the erratic closures and things. I don't think you're going to see a repeat of what happened before, basically. I think now we have some guidance, we got some structure, we have some leadership, and it's going to make a little bit more positive stride towards going back to a new normal. And I do think now theaters do need to change things up. I will give you that, because right now, going into the summer, it ain't looking too hot, and they might need a couple bailouts, I don't know where they go get the money from. I didn't know where they got that $900 million something from to begin with. That threw me off.
We're gonna get there.
They were confident about it, and I don't know if that means they're going to sell off some assets. Let's not forget, if I'm not mistaken, AMC owns the AMC network. Walking Dead and all that other stuff. Like, that's all one big thing. So they have other assets they can play around with and do things to survive. And we'll just have to see if they are savvy enough to keep on surviving.
Already. Well, I think that, all we can do and say is we have to wait and see. And everybody, please wear your mask over your mouth and your nose. Okay?
All 3 of them.
Yes.
All 3 of them.
Let's get out of
day and date's been coming a long time, man. It's just the pandemic has forced it here earlier than studios wanted it to, and I think now that it's here, it's not going away. I think now that people are getting the blockbusters on the same day, I just don't think it's going away. I think what's going to happen is we're going to start to see our streaming services tiered, whereas before you get Netflix. And Netflix is already tiered a little bit because you can get regular HD or you can get Ultra HD. but I think we're just going to see it tiered, where we're going to have Disney Plus, and then we're going to have Disney Plus Premium with all of the first run movies. We're going to see Netflix and Netflix Premium with all the first run movies, and the same thing with HBO Max and all the. They're just gonna separate it out a little bit, so you have to pay an extra $10 or $20 a month to get all of those movies. And
so if they do that, we've already seen examples of that, right? If they end up doing that thing where it's like, hey, we're just going to play things at the same time, we've already seen theaters flex their muscles and be like, all right, cool, we'll boycott you. And we've seen studios bend over backwards and be like, all right, we'll do a revenue sharing platform. And if they do a revenue sharing model where it's like, hey, we're going to drop it at the same time and we're going to give theaters a cut, that right there is a way for them to keep on surviving. So all I'm saying is, like, I don't want to take the complete opposite view of what you're saying, because I do think there is some validity to it, but I'm going to take like more of the middle ground. They are going to struggle, but they will find ways to keep their head above water, because that's kind of what they've been doing for the past couple years. You know, like theaters have not been like smashing it, but they haven't been like going all the way under where they're non-existent or not necessary anymore. People still will go to theaters, no different than why people still go to restaurants and pay more money just for the change of scenery. Everybody can cook at home, just like you could watch movies at home, but you still gonna want to go for an event once in a blue moon. So I do think the streaming model is going to change the theater experience, where more of the blockbusters are going to stay in theaters and more like the, you know, smaller, maybe not as spectacular movies will be better suited for streaming. So I think here's
why I disagree with you on that, Eman, because the analogy you give about going to a restaurant versus staying at home to watch a movie, going to a restaurant is a convenience. It allows you to go out and not have to do the work. It allows you to go out and have a good meal without
you can get delivery at home.
Whereas if you stay in to watch a movie, it means you get to enjoy the same entertainment that you are going to see in the theaters without ever having to leave your house. So you get that convenience at home.
Time out. The same? You got like a 200-foot screen at your house? You got a whole theater. You got an IMAX screen in your house?
No, but I do have a 70-inch TV in my house with a nice sound system, so I can tell you right now that when it comes
IMAX,
right, but when it comes to
IMAX 70.
No, but when it comes down to watching most movies,
yeah,
I would rather watch those movies. Now there are some exceptions. Don't mind you, there are some exceptions.
I agree with it. See, that's what the thing. I agree with you on that. I think most movies are perfect for at home, you know, but like the big King Kong versus Godzilla, I need that.
They can't live on those big movies alone, no. They can't live on those big movies alone. They need the other ones. And the studios are always going to sell them packages like, oh, you want these big movies? Cool, you got to take our bundle of little crappy movies too. You know? I mean, let's be real. Comedies, most comedies should never be in the theaters. Not because they don't deserve to be watched.
I agree.
Because they don't need to be on a 100-inch screen or a 200-foot screen.
Some dramas don't need to be on there too.
Right.
I agree.
I agree. You know, and I love comedies, but the reality of it is they just don't need to be there.
But this is what I'm talking about. There has to be a compromise, right? Like if you've got the big action blockbusters, those are probably going to go in the theaters, because even if the comedies and the dramas, love stories or whatever showed up in the theaters, they might not get any run. Nobody's going to go see them because they want to go see Godzilla versus Kong or whatever. They want to go see Mortal Kombat on the big screen. You know, like there's going to be a place for the big blockbusters, because that's what has always dominated theaters anyway. You see people like Scorsese complaining about Avengers and, you know, Marvel or whatever, because The Irishman, ain't nobody trying to watch that 3-hour movie, you know, in the theaters.
Right.
It's just not. I watch it at home, but I don't want to watch it in the theaters.
Right.
So that's perfect for streaming, but there is already a place for Avatar 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, Fast and the Furious 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, going into space and into time. That's for the theaters to dominate. But
I agree, but I think the problem is that moving forward with COVID and with all these variants, I don't see anybody going to the theater, and then I'll be honest, I don't see people going back to the theaters for the next 2 years, because let me tell you why.
Wow, I disagree.
I'll give you a couple months. I'll give you a couple months.
Let me tell you why. No,
we do got to move on. We do got to move on.
But let me tell you why I think it's 2 years. One, because it's going to take at least all of 2021 to get people vaccinated, so they can really open up and make people feel comfortable, make people vaccinated and somewhat safe. Sure. It's going to take another full year for people to feel comfortable going back. And during those 2 years, you have the streaming services out there buying properties. And they're getting people more and more comfortable with watching first run movies at home. And even if they tier their services, they're going to get people used to paying for that. And people are going to be like, why do I want to go to the theater when I can just watch it at home?
Brandon, I know you want to move on, but I just want to ask one question. What is going to happen? Because this is a common trend. You always have to pay attention to human behavior. What is going to happen if a lot of these big movies that are dropping in 2021 suck? And I'm talking about the ones on streaming.
People will be glad they didn't pay $20 to go see it.
No, I'm just saying. They'll
be like, no, God, I'm glad this was on streaming.
All I'm saying is, when these streaming movies suck, it will depreciate the extra value you think you're getting by just staying at home. That's all I'm saying. It might taint it. Now, I
was glad that I did not pay, because I would have had to have gone. If I went to the movies, I would have had to pay for my niece, for myself, for my wife.
Anyway.
I would have been hot.
I'm gonna end it with but I had to respond to something you said earlier, Larry. 2 years. I think it'll take 2 years for the majority of people to 75, 85% theater full capacity. But now, as soon as theaters open up, you're still going to have a nice, large flux of people that just run to the theater.
Right now, because Americans are selfish and full of crap. If we opened up our local bar down the street, there would be people up there drinking and passing COVID around.
Well, let's go ahead and move on. I hear you, my brother, and good points on all ends. I hate to cut y'all off because I'm having fun. I just have anyway. Let's go ahead and move on to topic number 4. Kind of dealing with streaming again, and that is with HBO Max. It looks like their subscriptions have doubled. It looks like their subscriptions have doubled with Wonder Woman 1984. I got the report right here from Deadline. It says HBO Max activations double in Q4. That's quarter 4 to 17.2 million. Driven by Wonder Woman 1984. The number of overall domestic subscriptions to both regular HBO Max and HBO Max reached 45.1 million, which actually, let me start up here. AT&T said that the number of activated subscriptions to streaming service HBO Max doubled in the fourth quarter to 17.2 million compared to its third quarter, partly due to the release of
Highlight that comment.
Okay. You said like it or highlight?
No, highlight that comment, Mara. Highlight that comment.
Okay. The number of overall domestic subscriptions to both regular HBO and HBO Max reached 41.5 million, which the company said was 2 years ahead of its initial forecast and up to 34.6 million in the 2019 quarter. Before the May 2020 debut of HBO Max, AT&T said it has a 5-year goal was to reach 50 million total U.S. subscribers and between 75 to 90 million globally. While HBO Max costs $15 a month for direct retail subscribers, existing HBO subscribers are entitled to activate their subscriptions at no extra cost. AT&T struggled in early going with driving those conversions, especially with rival launching for cheaper streaming alternatives, hence like Disney and Disney Plus and Netflix. Now I'm gonna go ahead and grab this first. I mean, I think this is cool, but they're still nowhere remotely close to their competitors that I mentioned with Netflix and Disney. I'm really interested in seeing what Eman has to say because he said highlight that comment.
Yeah. He's talking about Mara Sharif, I think.
Yeah.
Right. But I mean, this is cool. I mean, this is good. I wonder how everything is going to go here on out. But one of the things that HBO Max failed to me is the marketing. I thought this was a horrible marketing job when it launched. It's like, okay, people already have HBO Max, and then you had HBO Go. And then you had HBO Now, and then you're talking about HBO Max. It's like people like, I already have HBO. What the hell is this? I was very, very confused, and so
that was why they did it. That's why they did it. They needed to consolidate all those properties into one.
Yeah,
right on.
But they should have just done a name change. instead of just adding on. You know what I'm saying? Like, just convert HBO Now to HBO Max or whatever. But anyway, yes, Ms. Mara's comment was exactly what I was going to say. I don't care if something doubles. Like I said earlier on, subscriptions are fickle. They're not sustainable. Look at what happened with Disney, who's already like, what, second after Netflix or whatever? After the first season of Mandalorian, what happened? Significant drop in subscribers because Disney didn't have nothing else to really contend with that.
They do now.
I mean, now they do, but why is that? Because they added a significant amount of content. HBO Max is nowhere close to the amount of content that, I mean, it's definitely not touching Netflix, but it's not even close to Disney Plus.
The quality of their content.
No, the quality is there. They have the quality. But if you sit here and tell me, like, man, I could watch all the HBO Max in like a month versus I could watch all the Disney Plus in like a year versus Netflix, like, yo, I've had Netflix since it started, and my queue is still ridiculously high. I'm not going to finish Netflix no time soon. But that's all I'm saying. The subscriber count is something that's nice, but it's not sustainable. It's not. The only reason they even like really announced that is to boost up their investors and to get their value up or whatever. 17 million. So y'all might lose 9 million after that whack Denzel movie. Like,
they might, so they might, but here's the thing. We know that they're going to keep pushing out these first run movies, these big ones like Kong and Black, Judas and the Black Messiah. They're going to be pushing all these big first run movies. People are going to keep coming to watch, and the people that are already there are going to stay so they can watch some of these movies, especially since they're not charging a premium for them. We already know that Disney's going to come out like with, what was it, Raya and the something dragon, and they're going to charge a premium for that movie. So when you look at some of them, like HBO HBO Max, they're not charging premiums. People are going to come and they're going to say, okay, for $15, that's how much it costs me to go to a movie every, that once a month or one movie. If I can get that and pay it in a month and I can see all this stuff that's on there, and they're going to keep adding content. I think what's going to happen is yes, we already have the Bond movies, the Top Gun movies, all those movies that are actually already finished and people are bidding on them. But what's going to happen is you're going to start seeing some of these other people like HBO Max and Disney. They're going to just start bidding on scripts the way Netflix does. Netflix is just going to start bidding on scripts right from the beginning and say, we want to produce this for our platform. And then they're just gonna take it. It's gonna be a direct top property right from Jump Street. We're gonna see a lot more of that. Like, we might see the next Bond movie or the next Top Gun that never even had the chance of going to the theater because Netflix or somebody bid on it right up front and won.
I'm gonna tell you exactly the one thing that you leaving out of this. And Brandon, my fault. I should have sent you the article. But basically, what we're not talking about and what will happen, because it's already happening, everybody ain't about to sit here juggling all these streaming platforms. The cost is going to keep going up. And I've also said that there's a hidden cost that a lot of people don't realize. And that hidden cost is the fact that, like, yeah, you might be paying, let's just say $30-$40 for these streaming platforms, but then you got to pay for the internet to carry all that. And your internet provider will, I'm telling you, as the technology, 4K, 8K, all those Ks start going up, so will your internet bill, because it takes more bandwidth to keep up with the streaming platforms. So what's going to end up happening? Them internet companies ain't about to sit here and be like, oh, let's just get this to you for free. They're going to keep raising up your bills. So
and you think people's solution to that is going to be, let's pay $20 a pop to go to the movie?
Okay, my solution, I think what people are going to realize is they're going to be like, damn, my cable bill is like $300. My internet stream, I got 7 internet streaming platforms. I need to cut some of these because now Netflix is probably going to stay because they got good content and quality. Disney might stay because they're going to pump it up in the next 2 years. HBO Max is probably going to have to compete with whoever else is trying to play catch up, and people are going to be doing musical chairs with these streaming platforms, and sooner or later it will make more financial sense to sit here and be like, do I want to keep on paying $15, $30, $40, $50 per month for these platforms that I'm not even having the time to watch, versus maybe I pay that $40 one time in the next 3 months to go watch a movie I really want to go see. That's going to be the real difference, because with this whole race with streaming platforms, it's going to hit a financial plateau to us, the average people. We can't afford all this stuff. And yes, I do think you're right about the having tiered platforms and stuff, because they're going to have to do that. People are not going to be able to afford having all this stuff. And it's going to be like cable all over again, where you're going to have like all these different tiers. And it's just like, we're going to have to make real decisions. It's nice right now because we're in the infancy of all this streaming stuff. But just like anything else in technology, it's going to go up, and it's going to keep developing faster than we can afford and keep up with.
E-Man, I think what's going to happen is they're going to force this situation is going to force people back into cable. Like I have
agree.
people ask me all the time. They say, "Oh, I want a cord cut. I want to do this and I want to do that." I tell them, for most people, cord cutting is not worth it, because you end up paying most of your money. If you have a $150 cable bill and you're paying $80 for fast enough cable for fast enough internet so you can stream the stuff, and then you pay the other money for streaming services, you're back to where you were. But if you have HBO while you have cable, if you like, for me, I have cable and I have HBO, and so HBO through my cable company is $10 a month. Now with that, you also get HBO Max, which means I pay $10 a month for HBO Max instead of 15. And really, and I also get I also get HBO on my TV set. So I mean, it's even less than that when you look at the overall value proposition.
No, you're right. You're right.
If Disney Plus decides, you know what, we're going to do something similar. If you have cable and you add Disney onto your cable package, we're going to give you Disney Plus free, and you only have to pay the premium if you want those premium first run movies. Right. That's how they could do it. That way they can increase their subscriptions on the cable side and get people to pay that extra premium on the app side. Yeah. They're just going to have to change their business model. I don't think it's that it's not going to happen. It's just you're talking about a system that has been set up for decades. And it's just going to take time for these executives, who a lot of them are just antiquated in their thinking, are just going to have to suck it up and deal with it. Or eventually the board's just going to simply say, your ass is old and you're thinking, you have to go. We're going to bring in some 35-year-old CEO, and they're going to make all the changes that we want made.
No, I agree. I agree. Like, honestly, you already have these partnerships with different companies where, if you sign up with Verizon, then you get Netflix for free, or if you sign up with T-Mobile, you get this and this, So I do think that that's going to be like real strategic for them to do. And unfortunately on our part, as the average Joe out there, like, we have to figure out these different combinations, because again, them costs are about to go up. They're not about to go down. I'm just saying, you're going to have to be strategic, and we're gonna be out here feeling like these couponers, out here looking for deals everywhere, just to be like, oh man, I got this, T-Mobile Tuesday with my Netflix, but I switched over from Sprint to Verizon so I could save on HBO. Like it. You're going to have to juggle some things.
Right.
And here's the thing.
Eman, my fault. Earlier, when you were talking about highlight that comment, was you talking about somebody in the chat?
Yeah, but it was fine. We got it. We got it.
I see her name, Mara Charisse.
Yeah.
It's clicking now. My fault, my sister. I don't know if that's a male or female. I'm sorry. My fault. Call me out next time. But go ahead, Larry. Go ahead.
So, Eman, here's the thing. You were talking about that subscribers are fickle and they may cancel their subscriptions. But I think here's the thing that we're going to see a lot of people do, which they've already started doing, and we're going to probably see more of it, is they're going to simply offer a yearly rate, an annual rate that's a reduced price. Disney Plus does it, I believe, where if you pay for a whole year subscription, you get it, I think, for $3 or $4 less than you would if you paid monthly. I did it with Hulu. I pay $1.99 a month for Hulu. I paid $24 for the year, where normally it's $5.99. So we're gonna see more people do that to lock people in. And once you have your subscriber base locked in, most people
how that work out? How that work out for the phone companies though? Like sometimes people are afraid of like locking themselves into like long term.
People could not wait. people could not wait to get back into contracts. Now with the phone companies, they're getting people into contracts, except they're worse because now they're locking people into these 24-month contracts by letting them buy phones on installment plans where they're paying the full price of the phone, except now they're not getting any discount. They're just paying the full price of the phone, where back in the day it used to be, okay, you're on a 2-year contract and your $1,000 iPhone used to cost $500. Now your $1,000 iPhone costs $1,000, except you just get to pay for it over the course of 2 years. So there are people who still went back to contracts. They're just not getting as much benefit out of it.
Man, I've seen the no contracts be a little bit more beneficial. Like, yo, you can come and go as you please. Now, you still got to pay your bills, but you're not going to be
if you're willing to pay for it, you're right. If you're willing to pay for your phone in cash up front, or you bring an unlocked phone into the deal. But if not, like a lot of people, they come in and they say, okay, get a new iPhone and we'll give it to you for, we'll spread your payments out over the course of 24 months. That's great. But you locked yourself into a 2-year contract and you're still paying full price for the phone, where in the old contracts, you was being locked into a deal for 24 months, but you at least got your phone for half price.
I'm so old.
Right on.
Well, old phones used to be free and we had free nights and weekends, man.
Right on. Well, guys, let's go ahead and
I don't want to go back to the whole weekends. I'm loving my unlimited talking text whenever.
I have my Fave 5 and all.
Well, guys,
I don't have to go back and think about it.
Let's go ahead and move on to the next topic. And Eman, my fault, I got excited. The number jumped to how many people was in the live a lot, and it was like 73. And so I was like, yeah, it's 73. And I didn't mean to scare you like that. So he looked at me like I gotta go. But no, guys, let's go ahead and move on to topic number 5. Moving right along, and I'm super duper excited about this. And it looks like, guys, we have a new date for Justice League, the Snyder Cut. Looks like it's going to be coming out on HBO Max March the 18th of 2021. And I am super, super duper excited about this. Larry, I'm going to go to you first, but I have the report right here from Variety. It says Justice League Snyder Cut to premiere in March on HBO Max. The Snyder Cut finally has a release date. Director Zack Snyder's new version of the 2017 DC's comic superhero film Justice League will premiere on HBO Max on March 18th. Warner Media announced on Friday. Justice League brought together all these heroes that y'all know, of course, Superman, Batman, Wonder Woman, Aquaman, The Flash, Ray Fisher, all that good stuff. In 2017, comic book fans, everybody wasn't really feeling it. Snyder had to leave because, unfortunately, he had a death in the family. But many viewers noticed a tonal shift between the directors and called for the release of the rumored Snyder Cut, a version of the film with Snyder's original vision. The Snyder Cut took on nearly mythical status, with rumors of its existence being shared across social media. Warner Brothers finally confirmed that it was real in May 2020, announced that it was coming to HBO Max sometime in 2021. But now, guys, we have a full release date. And we have these posters right here that was released too. I mean, these posters look great, and I'm excited about all this. But Larry, what do you think about this Snyder Cut being released in March? I didn't think we was going to get it this early. Are you excited? Do you not care? Did you like the first Justice League? Did you not like it? The floor is yours, sir. The floor is yours, sir. Go ahead.
Yeah, man, I'm excited for it. The first Justice League was just okay. It was okay, but I'll tell you the thing. It's so funny to me thinking about all this is like, how bad must Joss Whedon feel? Like, I mean, like people were like, boo-hoo, and like, huh?
He got his own problems now after Ray Fisher.
Yeah, know that, and people are like, someone's basically like, oh yeah, I'm gonna recut your movie. Well, he kind of came in on it, but I'm looking forward to this one. I feel bad for for Ray. I mean, I don't feel bad for him, but I do feel bad for him for Ray Fisher. But part of me is like, man, don't let these people run you up out of Hollywood. Don't let them run you up out of your money, because they said they wrote him out of the Flash standalone movie. And I'm like,
that's because he wanted that though. He didn't work under.
But like, don't let those people run you out of your thing. I mean, you got this
work with them though.
So what?
He didn't want to work with Walter Hamada.
Right.
Yeah.
And I was about to bring it up. Just real quick, guys. We got about 70 people in the chat right now. If I can get 70 likes, that would be great. 70 thumbs up. Go ahead and hit the like button. Hit the like button. Hit the like button. Go ahead, Eman.
I was just saying that he didn't want to work under Walter Hamada, who's like the head of
this guy
WB. Yeah. So it's not. It was more of a mutual parting than anything else. Like he's like, man, screw y'all, and they was like, okay, bye. You know. Anyway, Larry, go ahead, finish your thought. I didn't want to.
No, I just, I guess I just sometimes sometimes you have to take a stand and just dip out. I get that as a person of color, as women, whoever. When you deal with people who don't respect you as a human being, you have to just dip out sometimes. Sometimes I just don't like seeing brothers, considering how difficult it is to get into some of these positions. I just hate to see brothers dip out because of that. But I honestly, I really hope that this Snyder cut is the best. He's holding up the Justice League. I'm hoping that it's fantastic because, the first one was just okay. So, and a lot of DC movies, a lot of DC live action movies have just been okay. So I'm hoping this one's fantastic.
Larry, do you know why it was just okay or sucked? Do you know why? Do you know whose fault it was? It was probably this man right here, Kevin Tsuchihara. It was this guy's fault right here. Yes, here's another picture of him with Zack Snyder. This idiot, in my opinion, he's no longer with Warner Brothers, DC, because he wanted to rush so Zack Snyder had to leave because he had a family emergency. And so this genius, because he wanted his bonus, it said, screw it, I want my bonus to come out, so I'm gonna go ahead and force this movie to come out in December of that year, just so I can get my bonus. And he had a 2-hour mandate on the film, like, hey, the film cannot be over 2 hours long,
so it can run more in theaters.
Right, exactly. Right. So it's this jerk face right here's fault that the first league sucked, and he is no longer with them anymore. But now, like Eman was saying, we have Walter Hamada here, who has come and kind of have saved the day, in my opinion. Ray Fisher don't like him, but I think he's pretty cool so far. Yeah. They said, what did he? Any responsible for Aquaman? The Aquaman success?
Oh, was that a success?
Yeah, what? Man, don't hate on Aquaman. It made $1 billion, and it's one of my favorite DC movies.
What?
Yes.
What?
That movie I love it, man. I had a couple of issues with the first time I saw it in theaters, man, but it's one of my favorites right now, man.
Come on,
it's
man.
one of my favorites right there, man. But
they had Jason Momoa running around with some linen pants on for half the movie. They couldn't have got him his Aquaman joint sooner.
Don't hate, man. Don't hate. Don't hate. And I want to see Dark Side.
I'd rather watch Jason Momoa's YouTube channel talking about his red Komodo camera and buying Lisa Bonet her old first car. And I'd rather watch all that than Aquaman.
So
I did not like that movie like that. It was okay.
Larry, are you going to go to the theater to see this, or are you going to stay at the crib?
Hell to the no. You probably won't see me in a theater until 2025.
Really?
I'm not going to a movie theater until they actually have a cure for the coronavirus. I'm not talking about a vaccine. I want to know that if you test positive, they give you a shot and cures that crap, because I'm not doing it. People are irresponsible. You won't see me in a theater. And I say that now until I tweet from being in a movie theater in about a year or two.
Amen.
Yeah.
I know you big. I know you looking forward to this. Are you gonna pull out that?
Who told you? I don't care about this movie.
What?
I don't care about this movie.
What? I just assumed. Oh,
I don't know why. I don't know why. I don't care about no Justice League. Justice League was like mediocre to below. Okay, and we're talking about like the best that they had. And when I talk about mediocre, I'm talking about the extended cut. The theatrical cut was garbage. Okay, not garbage. Garbage. It was terrible. Stop playing. Stop playing. You don't have enough time, bro. We don't have enough time for me to dismantle why it was so bad. Let me just give you the quick high level opinion.
We ain't talking about we're talking about the new one. It's gonna be 4 hours,
bro. I don't care, and you know why? Because Zack Snyder's in charge of it. Zack Snyder has shown me his ability. Zack Snyder is phenomenal when it comes to visuals. He is terrible when it comes to big story concepts that he's very excited about. Why? Because he wants to do too much too fast. And it's exactly what he did in Justice League. And it's one of the biggest reasons why I can't trust him. This man wasted a bona fide Man of Steel plot point by killing Superman in Justice League. You took the most successful story in comic book history to sit here and waste it in 5 minutes, and you didn't even make it like unpredictable. Like the stuff, everybody knew he was coming back like 5 seconds later. It was like,
I don't know about the most successful story in comic book
I'm just saying
history.
it was at the time. At the time,
Right.
it made the news. I had never heard a comic book story plotline making regular day news at that time. And all I'm saying is this man cannot be trusted with huge properties because they wanted him to be Joss Whedon of Avengers 2012. They was like, here go the keys to the kingdom. And he was just like, and he couldn't find the lock or the key. He just bumbled it all. And I guarantee you, the fact that this man has a 4-hour movie proves that he cannot stay focused. There's too much stuff that he wants to show. There's too much stuff he wants to do, and he don't know how to control himself. I respect what he does because he's a fan, and I love that about him. But the problem is the fact that Zack Snyder is the perfect candidate to be a co-director on properties. He's not somebody that you want to just take care of everything. You want him to be there for the action. You want him to be there for some of the themes. You want him to be there for the visuals, no doubt. But when it comes to like the story, this man is not meant for this. It's just not his lane. I'm not trying to hate on him. I'm just trying to say he's trying to be LeBron James, and he's like the 7th man off the bench. That's not his role. That's not his role.
I'm not going to say a 4-hour movie means he can't be focused. There are some stories that need to be told over a longer period of time, and some movies
so
they
this
break
Justice
them
League
up.
That's it? Because the animated stories will tell you differently. The animated ones will tell you that they could tell a story in an hour and a half, and they be even better than the live action. So I can't really buy that.
Well, I'm glad I did not DM you today because I'm glad I got my reaction to this on live. I just knew you was excited about this. I was gonna say, hey, bro. I was say, hey, man, March 18th. I'm thinking about calling off work that day, putting on vacation, so I can do a live review for this. You know,
look. Let me tell you something. If you give Zack Snyder something like a small, straightforward thing, like what he did in Watchmen, I think he knocked it out the park because they didn't give him a lot of wiggle room. It was just like, do this story. That's it.
Not Watchmen. No,
Watchmen was good. Watchmen was cool.
I was thinking you said. I was thinking you said the other movie with the women.
Oh no! I know what you're talking about. Yeah. No, not that. But I'm saying if you give Zack Snyder something like Suicide Squad, he could kill that. He could knock that out.
Probably my favorite DC movie.
The current one.
I love that.
We're talking about that. We're talking about moving on
to another topic, man. Larry out here trying to get controversy, man. Get out of here.
I love the only one I might like better. I do love the first Wonder Woman. The first Wonder Woman was dope, so that might be my favorite. And then Suicide Squad, and after that, it's probably Dark Knight.
Sucker Punch. That was it. And yes, visually, Sucker Punch was. But that's my point. The man can do business when it comes to the visuals. But my God, everything else, somebody needs to be there to reel him in.
Level 10,000 garbage. We got to move on because
Gabby should remake Roger Rabbit.
Moving on to topic number 6. Hold on, let me close this window over here real quick. Hold on. Now I pulled it up. We're gonna show it if I did the work. But the first Justice League only made this amount of money, man. It should have made it should have made $1 billion in its sleep.
It's bad. You talking about like some of the most iconic, like popular fictional characters, and you can't crack $1 billion?
That's pretty bad.
It just wasn't that great.
Yeah,
that's embarrassing.
It is.
But they should have done more standalone movies first, but to build everything up.
I do agree with that.
They should
have a standalone Flash movie, a standalone Cyborg movie. You know,
they tried to copy Marvel's pattern, and they can't because Marvel did what they did because their hands were tied with all the rights and stuff, you know, and everything. DC had absolutely no excuse not to be just phenomenal right out the gate, because not only could they look at what Marvel was doing, they could have just looked at their own neighbors with the animated department and see what they was doing, and they was killing it. They was killing it. Y'all could have just made the animated stuff live action and copied, and it still would have been dope.
Right
Yeah.
on. Well, let's
They
move
tried to
on
do
to
too much too fast.
let's move on to topic number 6. Topic number 6. I don't want to keep you guys here all night. And that is looks like Misha Green from Lovecraft Country
Hey.
is going to be the new writer and director for the Tomb Raider franchise with Alicia Vikander. And I'm very excited about this, guys. I got the report right here from comicbook.com. Tomb Raider 2 Lovecraft Country's Misha Green to write and direct. The follow-up to 2018's Tomb Raider has been in the works for quite some time now, and viewers have been curious to see what the next chapter in Laura Croft's Alicia Vikander's story will bring. In recent months, details surrounding Tomb Raider 2 have been relatively scarce, especially after the project was indefinitely delayed on MGM's release calendar. On Monday, the sequel got another major update with the news that Misha Green will be writing and directing the upcoming sequel. Rebecca and Free Fire's Ben Wheatley and previously attached to the project. Green confirmed the news shortly on Twitter, all while teasing which games she may draw inspiration from. And I have the do I have the quote right here? Yes, I do. My fave from classic era legend and from Survivor era, it's a tie between Rise and Shadow. So I'm thinking something like all these emojis, whispers. Who's as excited as I am for a Tomb Raider movie? Hashtag Tomb Raider. Eman, I'm gonna go to you first, sir. How do you feel about this news? Are you excited about Misha Green from Lovecraft Country taking this on?
Yeah, look, I root for everybody black, all things black. So I was happy just off of that alone. Misha Green, I think, is brilliant. She did some masterful work, not only with Lovecraft Country, but also with Underground as well. So I'm also interested to see what she does with this property that isn't black focused. I want to see how she adapts it, makes it her own, puts her own flavor into it. So like I'm really, really interested in what she's going to do. And I hope this opens up more opportunities for because I will say, like, I saw the first Tomb Raider movie. It was all right. Like it wasn't something that was like, dang, video game movies are back. Like I was like, all right, you got your little girl out there running around, got a little crossbow, doing a little Rambo impersonation. It was all right, But I want to see Misha, stick her whole foot into this, and the fact that she's a nerd. And I love it. She's a self-professed nerd. So the fact that she loves the property and she's already creative as is, go on, girl. Put that black girl magic on this and make it happen.
Right on there. Larry, before I pass it to you, I just want to read this comment as well. The plan for us was to start making one this year. Of course, due to the pandemic situation that's now very different. Vikander said of Tomb Raider in the previous interview, we're still in discussions about it. So hopefully we can probably get to it next year. And I think it's a wonderful character that has been with us for like 22 years. Vikander previously said of playing the character. She's become a great role model, and I love the fact that she's been able to take such a big place as a female character in the gaming world and in cinema. I think there's definitely room for this character to evolve, and it felt like it came out in '96, and I think it reflects a strong woman with the same kind of essence still as a smart, very curious, feisty, vulnerable woman. It's almost like she has changed due to how society has changed. She has become more of a woman of the time. And Larry, what do you think about all this news?
You got a super chat.
Oh, we do. Hold on.
What a money reside, what a money reside, what a money reside, what a money reside. Okay, I'll tell you for you.
Okay. Sorry, I had to do it. All right, what we got here? Will you do, Josh Quick, will you do the review on Judas in the Black Messiah movie? Yes. I saw it about a week ago. I will say that I loved it. I'll say that. The review embargo lifts tomorrow.
Yeah, it's
I
like
think 8 or 9 p.m.
Something like that.
Yeah. My review won't be ready by then. I have to watch it again, and I'm just waiting on another code. And my code expired. So as soon as I see it again, I'm gonna review it, and I'll have a non-spoiler review, a written review, a spoiler review when it comes out. And so, yes, thank you very much for the super chat. I do appreciate it. But Larry, let me pass it to you, sir. What do you think about all this news with Tomb Raider 2 and also Misha Green from Lovecraft Country taking over the writer and director seat.
Yeah, man, I'm excited for this. I like Tomb Raider. I've been a fan of the games and the movies for a long time. You know, when Alicia Vikander took over from Angelina Jolie, I wasn't really sure because I was like, nah, man, she doesn't look the same. She's a little bony. I'm not really sure she's gonna work out, but she did really, really good. Now, I mean, I was pleasantly surprised with her performance in there, and I think with Misha Green having those sort of those adventure fantasy chops, and you know the whole thing with Lovecraft Country being sort of dark and scary. There's a lot of stuff in the Tomb Raider games that are sort of dark and scary, and I think if you can bring that to life on screen, that would be pretty fantastic. So I'm happy for it. Plus, I mean, how could you root against that face, man? Every time I see her, she looks like she's so doggone happy. You know, she looks like she's living her best life all the time. So I'm rooting for her. I'm rooting for the success because I'm a fan of the movie. So I want the movie to be great no matter who does it. And the fact she's doing it is just icing on the cake. So
already. And Zia Latrice, nah, it's not time for the Harlem Shake yet. I think I've had 3 super chats. I got to get a total of 10 if y'all want to see me do a Harlem Shake. But
y'all better send this man 99 cents. Hurry up.
I'm really hoping. I hope it don't happen because you know we'll see. But let's go ahead and move on to topic number 7. And this is something that we've talked about. Oh, actually, real quick, I got to talk about the box office real quick. My fault for Tomb Raider. I had it pulled up. It came out in 2018. And so it made $274 million worldwide. That's pretty good. It's not pretty good, but the budget was $94 million. So the rule of 3, you know, a film needs to make 3 times the amount of the production budget for the studios to feel like it made a respectable profit. And where's my calculator? So 94 times 3 is 282. So $8 million short. So I mean
that ain't bad. I've heard 2.5. I've heard 2.5 as the rule of thumb.
Oh really? Okay.
Yeah. So I mean, you know, look, it made enough not to or to get a sequel.
Exactly.
So
it made enough. Yeah, it made enough. Yeah, it made enough to get a sequel. And so I hope Misha Green can tackle this and just knock it the hell out of the park. But
you got a super chat for the Harlem Shake.
Oh, yeah. Number 4. Oh, shit. I'm gonna have to do it.
What a money reside. What a money reside. What a money reside. What a money reside. Okay, I'll tell you before you.
Now I missed out. Like Brandon, are you doing the Harlem Shake, or are you just gonna play the Harlem Shake? Oh,
he muted his own. He muted his own mic.
You on
Your
mute?
mic muted.
Okay,
there you go.
There we go.
Okay.
Yeah, you doing it or?
I was gonna do it.
You're 6 away from doing it.
Yeah,
right.
David's about to cut the stream early, so he doesn't have to do it.
Right.
I really are. Topic number 7. AMC look like they got some money, and they're not gonna be going bankruptcy. It looks like, you know. So we're gonna have to see.
There we go.
Wait a minute.
Halfway there.
Asking, you shall receive.
Halfway there.
What a money reside. What a money reside. What a money reside. What a money reside. Okay, I'll tell you before you.
Oh man! Oh, there we go. Number 6.
It's coming in. It's coming in.
It's heating up. It's heating up.
Oh, it's happening. It's happening.
Well, we gotta get 4 more.
It's happening.
It's heating up.
What a money reside. What a money reside. What a money reside. What a money reside. Okay.
Yeah.
Man, y'all petty. Okay. Y'all are so petty.
Oh shoot.
They're not petty. They're ready.
They're ready. They petty and ready.
All right, we gotta hurry up. We got to report right here from comicbook.com. It says,
I just want to let you know, BA, I have all kinds of stuff to say about this one. It may take me 30 minutes to get through this subject, or another 4 super chats, whichever comes first.
AMC raises $917 million, bankruptcy said, to be off the table. Okay, while the theatrical market continues to struggle due to the ongoing effects of the coronavirus pandemic, AMC Theaters has found a way to stay afloat a little while longer. On Monday morning.
Oh, you got 2 more.
Oh, that's another one.
Let me finish.
The people don't want it.
On
Bro,
Monday
you gotta give the
morning,
people what they want. You
the
just
theater
gotta give
had announced that he had to acquire an additional $917 million in new equity and debt capital, according to AMC. This will allow AMC to keep functioning as this throughout most of 2021, and will hopefully give the theaters time to open back full. Let me address these super chats real quick.
8 for the shake. 8 for the shake.
Hold on. Damn, y'all.
What a money reside. What a money reside. What a money reside. What a money. What a money reside. What a money reside. What a money reside. What a money reside.
All right, let's look at it real quick. So hold on. So I said I got two more. So E Starkey.
Oh, you only have one more to go.
We got
one more to go.
God damn it.
You're at 9. It's one left. Somebody dropped that 99 cent. Somebody dropped that 99 cent. Get this man.
I said make number 10 10. Somebody
make number 10 10. Yeah, make number 10 10.
Oh, hold on. Let's get through the topics. Man,
the people are paying you.
This is the topic at hand.
Man, hold on. I gotta warm up.
Yeah, right. Get the stretches. Get the stretches.
You better get ready to work it out. Get ready to work it out.
Oh, there it is.
Oh, shit.
There it is.
Oh, hold on.
There it is.
What a money reside. What a money reside. What a money reside. What a money reside.
God damn it.
Ms. Latrice, it is your fault. You caused this.
There it is. That's all you be angry.
Hold on. We gotta recount. We gotta recount. Okay, I'll do it before the show's over. Okay.
Here we go.
Let's finish the show. I need a good beat too, though. I can't just.
Damn
it.
You trying to go Diddy
put
style?
That beat in your head.
I say do the special delivery from Diddy. Special delivery.
Shoot. I'm gonna have to.
Hey, the people pay for it. Let the people decide. They pay for it.
Man, I got y'all. God dog it. I may have to make a separate video, but I promise I'm gonna do it. We got this quote. Today, the sun is shining on AMC, says CEO and President Adam Aaron, after securing more than $1 billion of cash between April and November of 2020 through equity and debt raises, along with a modest amount of asset sales. We are proud to announce today that over the past 6 weeks, AMC has raised an additional $917 million capital infusion to bolster and solidify our liquidity and financial position. This means that any talk of an imminent bankruptcy of AMC is completely off the table. Larry or Eman, I'm gonna give it to either one of y'all that can grab it first.
I'll grab it. I think the thing with AMC is that they just got $2 to do the special delivery by G-Dep and Diddy. Do that Harlem Shake right now. The people want it right now.
Right now.
They want it right now. You got to give the people what they want.
You know what? Also, AMC got that money so they can stick around a little bit longer, just like the Harlem Shake does.
And the June bug. Get the June bug.
Let me zoom out. Damn. I don't know. What is the June bug? What is the
You got to do the June bug, man.
Hold on. I got on shorts. Okay. Hold on. I gotta
play that G-Dep.
I can't even play it. Wherever. Like I can't play it.
I'm gonna get it.
Well, hold on.
Y'all hit this man with too much too fast.
Yeah, the show. I gotta be somewhere too. Special delivery. Hold on, y'all. I'm trying to get the music real quick.
Got you.
Hold man.
Hold on. Let me see if it'll.
It's the remix one.
Here we go.
Hold on. I'm about to send you the link right now.
Oh, I may be saved by the bell because this don't want to. Hold on. Hold on. Stop sharing. And I want to share my screen. I want to share the audio too.
I sent you the link. Nah, Ms. Latrice, your intention wasn't good.
Hold on.
You wanted this drama.
I won't. It may not work out, guys. It won't play.
Oh no, it's gonna play.
I heard it.
Oh, come on.
You ain't pay your bill. You ain't pay your internet bill.
Oh, hold on. Because I can't just do it without knowing. Hold on. Man, y'all, I may have to just make a separate. I'm trying to do it, y'all. I said I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna hit the reload button real quick.
Oh, they say they don't even need the music.
You know?
Oh, you know what? I'm gonna play it on my end. I'll play it on my end, so it won't tax your stuff.
Okay, do that.
Hold on.
I'm finna embarrass the hell out of myself live on YouTube.
This is what we paid for. Can you hear it?
Oh, there we go.
Hold on. Hold on.
Come on, baby. Here we go. There you go. Oh! He's hitting it. There we go.
There you go.
Right
there y'all go. On my knees. On them shake. There you go. There you go. Hey, you know what? I may have to bring that back. I may have to make that popular again. I may have to.
Oh.
Yeah. I can do it. Hold on. Let me get my system right. Oh, y'all gonna make me late. Somebody gonna be mad at me.
Y'all ain't ish for that. Whole comments, all y'all in the comments, y'all ain't ish for that.
I will do a better one. Some other time. Real talk. Let me see.
Man, they might have you twerking the next time.
No twerking. I can do it much better than I'm a bit rusty. Sorry if it wasn't up to par.
Thank you everybody for contributing. We appreciate you.
You know?
But what are y'all,
man? You got my cheeks hurting, man.
What are y'all think of this right here, man?
Look, just high level thoughts for the AMC thing. I mean, you know, like I said before, I'm shocked that they found a way to get this money. You know, it's the real question is, you know, because they had like a bunch of debt. I want to say about $4 billion in debt. Ooh. So raising this money now, and I think they sold off some assets just to get this. I mean, y'all got $3 billion left to go.
Yeah,
you know, like how you gonna do that? You know, I mean, I understand that there can be revenue sharing agreements with the studios. I think the subscription service was actually doing pretty good. It was doing so well it put MoviePass out of business. So they're gonna have to find some other creative ways though to get that money up. But I mean, I'm happy that they're gonna survive a little longer. I need them to hold out for Kong and Godzilla. That's all I know. That's all I want.
Larry, what you got, man? What you got?
Yeah, I think that since they've been a part of this whole Wall Street bets thing, they need to find a way to utilize that to secure some more lines of credit or something so they can hold on. Because right now, I think that $917 million is holding them out till the summertime. After that, they're looking at bankruptcy again. So their stock price is up right now. They need to utilize that and try and get some more, try and increase their lines of credit so they can maybe hold out through the rest of the year, maybe halfway through 2022. And see what happens.
Those are two different things, though. Just so people understand, like what happened with Reddit. They raised this money before the Reddit stuff happened, so it's two separate situations.
Yeah, exactly. But I think they need to try and utilize the fact that their stock price is up and get some more credit so that they can last a little bit longer. Because honestly, I would think that AMC is probably going to file for bankruptcy before the end of the year. I'm going to say in the last quarter of the year, they're going to file for bankruptcy. It may happen. They may hang in there a little bit longer and go like sometime in the first quarter of 2022, but I don't think they're making it. I think that if things don't go back to normal, which I don't believe they will, and they don't figure out a new way to utilize their streaming services, I just think they're out of luck. So
right on. Yeah, I don't see this lasting past this year, but I'm glad that they got the money. I don't know where it came from. It's kind of confusing to me too. Like where the people who invested, like why would they do it with the way things are? Like I don't.
Let's not forget, people can buy them out. Somebody could buy AMC out and keep it going as well. So that is a possibility.
I think what someone might do is wait for them to file for bankruptcy.
And then
go through liquidation, and then they're going to buy the name. I don't think anybody would buy it as is. They might buy the name. So then somebody who's smart may come in and say, we're going to open drive-in theaters and they're going to be AMC drive-ins.
You know, and they pay a buttload of money like in licensing fees anyway, because they don't own their buildings. I mean, half of the theaters are like in malls and stuff like that, so they're leasing them out. So it's crazy. Oh, I got another super chat.
So thank you though.
What a money reside, what a money reside, what a money reside, what a money reside. Okay, I'll tell you before you.
All right, what we got
Shout
right
out
here?
Tony.
I needed that. It felt like 2007 for a second, man. Yeah, I used to do that all day at every party in college, man. And,
All day.
Yeah, I did. But y'all, let's go ahead. I'm having so much fun. But I gotta hurry up. Let's go ahead and move on to topic number 8. And I don't know if anybody's going to be excited about this, but it looks like we're going to be getting another sequel to the Cloverfield franchise. It's been 3 movies so far, but it looks like we're going to be getting a 4th. And I'm gonna go to you first, Larry, but I have the report right here, coming from. Oh, I don't have it right here, coming from the Hollywood Reporter. Cloverfield sequel in the works with Batman TV spinoff showrunner exclusive. The Creature feature launched a shared story universe when it was released in 2008. J.J. Abrams produced this hit release in 2008 that launched filmmaker Matt Reeves on the path of a genre auteur is getting a sequel. Abrams' Bad Robot banner and Paramount Pictures have tapped rising British scribe Joe Barton to pen the script for the project, which, unlike its predecessor, will not be found footage format, according to sources. And Abrams will produce along with Bad Robot head Hannah Minghella. Reeves is not involved in the project. Larry, I'm coming to you. Have you seen the first Cloverfield or all 3 of them? I mean, how do you feel about the franchise? How do you feel about a new Cloverfield sequel?
I have not seen them. I probably won't watch it. I'm not a horror film fan at all. I've been traumatized by horror films when I was a kid, watching the Amityville Horror and Exorcist and all that crap that just traumatized. I don't watch horror films. Don't like them. Don't watch them. You know, I'm okay with if I have to, I'm okay with slasher films because those aren't really scary. Those are silly. But real horror film stuff, I don't do scary stuff like that.
So that scares you right here? Booga booga booga. That scares you?
I mean, that doesn't. That's sort of silly looking, but you know, putting it in its proper context in the movie might be scary. So I
got you already. Eman, what you think, man?
I like alien stuff though. I do like alien stuff. Like what was that one? District 9 and
yeah. I was
that felt more like an action adventure movie than a horror movie. Like
that's kind of like
if it's like War of the Worlds, I might check that out because I mean War of the Worlds was okay.
I think you should check it out. I think you should check it out just from what you just said because it's not a horror movie in my opinion. It is kind of an alien invading. I mean, you know, this is one of the creatures right here. I know, you know, they have multiple. Like this is the sequel right here.
That was good.
Yeah, this one was pretty good. And the first one was good. This one was good, and this one was good. But the other one, hold on, let me take this off. The other one kind of sucked ass.
Netflix one?
Yeah. This one right here.
Yeah.
This one was trash. This one was a big disappointment. But man, what you think, man?
Yeah, I mean, meh. For now, meh. I mean, I don't know who Joe Barton is. They talking about Batman TV showrunner. Like, was he on Gotham? Y'all couldn't say Gotham.
Yeah, I think he was the showrunner for Gotham.
You have to run off of the Batman name. Just, you know, that to me right there is kind of like, and you don't have any directorial experience yet. Going from TV to feature films is not easy, and you know it doesn't always work out. So it's nothing for me to be like, oh man, I can't wait. I mean, I'll be in wait and see because at this point, I've watched all the Cloverfield movies. I thought the first one was okay. I liked the second one a lot. The third one was a disappointment. Given that track record, I don't know what to expect with this one. But you know, I'll be in wait and see.
You still think it's more difficult to go from TV to features? I mean, because
I haven't always seen it work out. That's all.
I would agree with you because in the past we've seen a lot of these sort of like sitcoms or the single camera type thing. Woo! Look at that. Big Lamont came through.
Oh my God!
His Robin Hood money.
What a money reside. What a money reside. What a money reside. What a money reside. Okay, I told y'all before y'all.
Man, hold up.
I said, go put that in Dogecoin.
My little overlord took me over. Oh, it's all good, my brother. It is all good. But thank you, sir, for the super chat. I really do appreciate it, man. And I will see you tomorrow for your Marvel WandaVision Easter egg hunt. You know, I'm looking forward to that. So thank you, sir. I really do appreciate that. Over on Box Office Mojo, Clover, the first one, it did well. 172 worldwide, $40 million budget. I mean, it would be stupid not to make a sequel.
$25 million budget.
I love it.
25. Excuse me. 25. I misread it. And then the second one, Cloverfield Lane.
Very underrated. Very, very underrated.
Yeah, was it John Goodman? Is that his name?
John Goodman.
Yeah, he did a great job.
Fantastic.
It did a little less. And then this other one, I mean, we don't have any numbers because it was released on Netflix. 3 years ago to be exact. It was released the day of the Super Bowl. I remember that.
Look, the fact that don't nobody even know it's out tells you all you need to know.
Right on. Well, right. Well, guys, we have one topic left, and it is one of my favorites. It has to do with the MCU. It has to do with the MCU, guys, and that is, how do y'all feel about a black man being Captain America? I'm super duper, possibly excited about this, but I have this report, because Anthony Mackie, Falcon, he's gonna be in the Falcon and Winter Soldier show. But I have the report right here from Collider. They have a quote from the composer. It says, "The Falcon and the Winter Soldier tackles weighty issues," reveals the composer. And it says, "What does it mean for a black man to become Captain America in 2021? So it's talking about WandaVision is getting out of the attention, but of course the Falcon and the Winter Soldier is going to be coming out pretty soon. But we have this quote right here talking to FilmSpeak. It says, FilmSpeak, Jackman hinted at the less comfortable things the Falcon and the Winter Soldier will address. I'm going to blow that up for you real quick. Having 6 hourly episodes, that's more real estate than one of the films, said Jackman. There's a bit more opportunity to go into psychological drama and explore backstories. And in this particular series, there's very much serious issues, now more than ever, about what it means to hold up Cap's shield and what kind of person should ultimately be holding that shield. And with the history of this country and how African Americans would feel about being Captain America or not. It's still entertaining, but it touches on less comfortable things that gives rise to some really impressive performances. It's a great balance of entertainment and writing centering around more weighty issues. Eman, I'm gonna come to you first, man. What do you think about this quote and a black man taking on, like, I'm Captain America? It feels like crap, but I'm Captain America.
When they say less comfortable or whatever, that just means white folks might get triggered. That's all that really. I'm just saying that's just code for we're going to hit racial topics. Some white people are going to feel uncomfortable. Right. But this is right in line with the comic book, right? Like, this was nothing new. The moment, Cap gave Falcon the shield in the comics, he had to deal with that adversity. He had to deal with the whole issue of, race and America. And, but that was like years ago, right? I would say, given when this show has been shot, don't be surprised if you see more MAGA influence as the contrast, So, and what I'm talking about is like more toxic nationalism, the toxic patriotism. I would not be shocked if that was an element that was introduced into this series. And, you're going to have like a black man who says, I'm America, or at least, is repping that. And then you got a certain segment of the country like, nah, you not, So I think that's interesting, not to mention, there was news about Chris Evans coming back. We don't know to what degree. I don't think he's coming back in Falcon and Winter Soldier, but I also would not be surprised if Falcon doesn't keep the shield that long. Maybe he just keeps it like, I'm Captain America for like one day, episode, and then they take it because America. And what I'm really hoping for, and I know this was kind of a rumor, but it might actually happen. Isaiah Bradley, the very first person that they tried to test the super serum on, black man, and that's going to run very similar to the Tuskegee Airmen experiments. Where basically, black folks were used as lab rats. So I hope they get into that, and I'm hoping that Marvel doesn't shy away from it just because it makes, again, white folks uncomfortable, because dealing with race is nothing new for anybody of minority status. So let's just call it a spade. Let's call it a spade a spade. It's white people that will be uncomfortable with these topics. But I just hope that they don't shy away from it and, lay into it.
Right. Well, Eman, it was just the Tuskegee experiments, not the Tuskegee Airmen. I always say that because somebody in the comments is going to come back and try and flex later. So
thank you for that correction.
Right on. What you got, Larry?
My question about this is, I understand he's taking a shield and all, but isn't Falcon just like a regular human being?
Yes.
With all kinds of gadgets, and Captain America is genetically modified. He's genetically altered. I mean, are they going to run him through the super soldier stuff?
Maybe. In the comics, he was a mutant. Wasn't Falcon a mutant?
No,
he was a regular human.
Regular brother.
Didn't he have an actual Falcon that he can control with his mutant powers?
He had a real Falcon, but that was when he trained.
I thought he had mutant powers. He can control the Falcon with. Oh, okay.
Nah,
well, never mind. Nah. But go ahead, Larry. My fault. Yeah.
So that was one of my first thoughts about this. Is that, are they going to then put him through some sort of modern super soldier program, or are they just going to give him the shield and just say, okay, do your thing? Because it doesn't seem to work in the same way for me if that's the case. I mean, you're sort of handicapping him if you do that. Unless they're basically saying that putting Cap through the super soldier program is making him equivalent to a regular everyday black man. If that's the case, then cool. If that's the message they're sending out there, I'm cool with that.
They're just saying it's a mantle. That's all.
I got you.
I'm happy to see it. I know it's probably going to piss some of those MAGA hat folks off, and some of those racist comic book people out there. But there's a lot of that. There's a lot of toxic masculinity, a lot of toxic, white nationalism out there, all that stuff. We see it every time it comes up. We see it whenever there's a female that has a comic book role. We see it whenever there's a minority that has a comic book role. I mean, we see it all the time. And when they made a black Ariel for The Little Mermaid, people lost their damn minds. So we're going to see it anytime. So I don't really care what those folks think. Just do you.
Can you highlight low-level content's most recent comment? Because I've been preaching this for so long.
Anthony Mackie can't hold his own.
Anthony Mackie can't lead. He can be great as a supporting actor, and he can be good with a co-star. In The Banker.
And he has that here.
You need Sam Jackson. And I think Marvel kind of recognized that, and that's why they gave him Winter Soldier. So I'm not worried about him too much, because he is going to have, Sebastian Stan there with him. But no, if he was leading this, I'd be worried at that point. But the fact that they gave him a co-star and you still got the Marvel machine behind it, I think it'll be okay.
Yeah, I do too, man. I'm super excited about this. This was one of my most anticipated out of all the Disney Plus shows, just because I like the character Falcon and Winter Soldier. So putting them together, and then he's a black man, taking on the shield. That's just super dope to me. So I don't know.
Maybe what'll happen is maybe he'll pick up the shield, and somehow it'll have a reaction with the vibranium. We'll realize that he actually has ancestry leading back to Wakanda which will then make him eligible to fight for the throne of Wakanda and become the new T'Challa.
We'll see. Now that just looks badass to me right there. And when I was putting this together, this is off topic, but I could not stop thinking about this movie right here. Have y'all seen this right here?
a long time ago.
Yeah, I love that movie. That movie was great.
It was hilarious.
Yeah, it's freaking. I don't know. When we were talking about Captain America, I was thinking about this, so I had to include this in there. But
Put that sex scene in there is the funniest thing I had seen.
Yes.
Oh man, it was
the scene and the vomit scene. But y'all, we are right at 2 hours, and so that is.
They said to keep going.
Who said that? Who said keep going?
People, your peoples.
Oh, hey man, I am late. I have to be somewhere, and I am late, and I don't want them to get upset with me. And I'm pretty sure Larry and Eman, they got other stuff to do as well.
Yeah, man, it's 10:30. I have dinner to eat.
So there won't be a show next week necessarily because it's the Super Bowl, and so, but I still will be coming back in some capacity because they always release trailers during the Super Bowl, and so I'm gonna want to cover that. Everybody's gonna be on the internet, so if I do come, it's just gonna be like a live, and we're talking about the new trailers and stuff like that. Hold on, real quick. He can lead. He does indie film and leads in those films.
Who's seen them? Like what? Crossover? Repentance?
Well, hey,
yeah.
No.
He needs a really
Anybody checking for those?
Really good movie. He just needs a really good movie that works for him. He can sink his chops into, that he can lead to show people, because some people need certain types of movies for them to be a good lead in.
Agreed.
And he needs to find what that movie is. Like this last one he did on Netflix, where he was like that
Across the Wire or something like that.
Yeah, that was. It wasn't good. It just wasn't good.
It started decent. But then it, and like I said, they put him with a co-star. Like I said, they knocked this man the keys to the kingdom.
The kid from Snowfall was like the highlight.
That's what I'm saying. He should, Mackie, with his reputation, should have taken over that movie. It ain't there. It's, and I have love for the brother, like on a personal level. You know what I'm saying? Like I love what he does outside of movies and stuff. I root for him regardless. But it's like, bro, you're Robert Ory. You all right? You hit them shots.
Let's not forget.
I'm just saying, but you're not LeBron. There's a difference. There's a difference. Robert Ory does what he does because he stays in his lane. That's true. The thing.
I think that I just really believe that those lead roles are out there for him. He just needs to find the ones that work for him. And I don't know what those roles are. I just think he needs to find the ones that work for him. And I don't know what they are.
He been in the game for a minute. Okay.
But that's my fault. I opened it back up, and this
you did.
Will, so that's my fault. But my bad. But y'all got that. That will conclude the show. Again, I will be back next. Well, if you want to see me again soon, tomorrow I will be on Lamont show. To talk about WandaVision. And gentlemen, if you like Eman or you like Larry, there is a link down to their channel in the description box of this video, or you can head over to my channel and just go over to the channel tab. You got the whole crew right here. The whole crew. You can, here goes Lamont.
Man, we're gonna have 100,000 subscriber celebration for you this year,
bro. Yeah. Man, that's my end of the year goal, man. For real, like I'm trying to get like how you and Lamont was, man. Like I'm trying to chase y'all.
Yes. So we are trying to get to that 100K. Larry, before we go, you got any final thoughts, man? What people can look forward to on your channel?
Yeah, man, I'm gonna be doing some more reviews. Always have more reviews. I mean, I'm actually gonna be reviewing a number of lights and microphones. I've been getting a lot of questions about people, how they can vlog with their smartphones, because a lot of people don't want to dedicate, thousands of dollars to buying gear when they're not sure they're gonna do it for the long haul. So a company called Movo Photo sent me some gear to actually set up your smartphone as a nice vlog kit with a handle and you know, a wireless microphone you can plug into your iPhone and all that. So I'm going to do a video on actually how to vlog with your smartphone, and I'm going to use their products to show it. So that one should be fun. So if you're interested in getting started with doing YouTubing and vlogging or whatever else, you know, TikTok and whatever, check that out. I'll show you how to get some good production value out of your smartphone.
Yeah, check out his channel, guys. He got it all right there. Eman, do you have any final thoughts, man? Anything you want to pub on your channel? Get everybody excited for what you got going on?
Yeah, if you've watched WandaVision, I just got a question. Did you catch all those Fantastic Four hints? If you hadn't caught them, because I think it went over a couple people's heads, I listed them for you, and you should definitely go check out that video. Yes. It's look, I'm just happy with it. I'm happy with it. I think people will be kind of surprised how slick Marvel thought they were. You know, they thought they could get over on us, but we noticed. They thought we wouldn't notice, but we noticed.
Right on. So this brother right here has that video up on his channel. He uploaded it right before he jumped on. Here's his channel right here, 85K in subs, and there's the video. It's only been out an hour, and he has 1.5K views. And so,
nice.
Go ahead. Yeah. It's like I didn't know that.
Look, I hit upload and came right here.
So you guys go check that out. And again, guys, that will conclude the show. Again, I am Brandon Keith Avery, and thank you for tuning in to another episode of Just My Opinion, where I will be coming to you every week, hopefully this year, trying to give you a movie news roundup on all the movie news in the entertainment world that happened this past week. Please subscribe to my channel, Just My Opinion Reviews, on here at YouTube, also on Twitch, Just My Opinion Reviews, Facebook.com/Just My Opinion, and also Twitter and Instagram. You can follow me. My handle is right here on the screen at Just My Opinion 84. You can also head over to my website, www.justmyopinion.net. There's a link to all that good stuff down in the description box. But guys, again, I just want to thank you so much for tuning in. I'm Brandon Keith Avery. That is Eman, and that is Larry. And before you go, don't forget, again, that my name is Brandon Keith Avery, and that's just our opinion. Peace.